Principal Secretary for Health Sampath Kumar on Wednesday addressed concerns over human metapneumovirus following reports of cases emerging globally. He informed that the state has received an advisory from the Government of India 2 days ago, prompting a meeting with the state's Health Experts Committee to discuss the shared information. Reassuring the public, the Principal Secretary stated that no cases of HMPV have been reported in Meghalaya and there is no immediate cause for alarm. He emphasized that HMPV is a known virus causing flu-like symptoms and is not as severe as COVID-19. He also highlighted the significant strides made in building healthcare infrastructure since the COVID-19 pandemic and assured of the state's readiness to address emerging health challenges effectively.
This is we got an advisory from Government of India recently, 2 days ago, and yesterday we had a meeting on this with the health experts committee that what we have had right from the COVID times. So where actually we have members from different health facilities. So where we also discussed about what is this virus all about, and what has been shared by the Government of India too. We also have discussed. So HMPV is actually a known virus, not like something not an unknown virus, and it creates flu-like symptoms. So basically, the cause of concern was that whatever the reports that actually the media has brought out is that there are a large number of cases in some parts of the world. So how actually that can have an impact in India. So what we have seen is that first of all we try to look at all the we call influenza-like symptoms, like what kind of how many fever cases are there across the state, and are there any trends that there is a surge in those fever cases. So there's no surge, there's no unusual pattern that we can see in our state. So there's nothing to be worried about that one. At the same time, we also have, we also have been using this opportunity to really strengthen our own health systems. So basically, just to look at it like how we are, again orienting all the doctors. Basically we are taking those measures to see that to especially to see that especially the pediatric cases, focus on those pediatric cases, making sure that they are provided. They are properly monitored and properly taken care of, so that we will not have any such kind of a surge, further transmission, if at all, if there is any such transmission happens. Currently there is not even a single case or anything that is reported in the state, so there is no immediate cause of concern on this particular issue. So that's what we have issued an advisory, and so from the health department side to the residents of the state. So that's it about. So it's basically a preparatory kind of making sure that you are you are aware of the issue, and even if there is any eventuality, we'll be able to provide support. So, and also there are not many fatalities, unlike COVID. It doesn't cause any fatalities. It actually, in severe cases, it turns out to be a pneumonia or bronchitis kind of a pattern, but not to the level of the way the COVID has caused. So that's why, just to put everyone, and only one thing what we said is that if there is anyone having this fever and respiratory illness, so that let them wear some mask and usual practices of hand hygiene if they follow, they will not actually further spread that respiratory illnesses. This is a flu kind of a disease only. Yeah.
So for the sake of those who don't know about the difference between the two, the COVID-19 and the HMPV, you can tell us briefly, sir.
Yeah. So both are both cause the respiratory illness, but COVID has has a very debilitating effect. It can actually cause a problem in such a way that the infection will be very severe and very fast, and also it requires a lot of care. It requires some in terms of the oxygen support, that intensive care support, it's needed. We have now, ever since the COVID, in fact, the state government has taken a very proactive steps. That built a lot of infrastructure. So ICUs have been there. For example, Ganesh Das Hospital has now ICUs, like a very state of the art ICUs are there. So there are places where actually you can immediately give care.
What about the oxygen?
Oxygen, we have enough oxygen actually. In fact, every day we have the oxygen liquid, oxygen, the units are there here in that earlier the COVID center in Umsoli. So it can manufacture quite almost like more than 1,000 cylinders a day. So if we need, we can produce a lot. No cases as yet. In fact, we also have we have a very the state has set up a very thorough diagnostic center. You might be aware, like we have this RT-PCR machines now, so we can detect everything now. It's not like before. So we can actually have the ability to detect the viruses within the state, and we also actually have a method to really look at, like, on a continuous basis. The Pasteur Institute collects samples, including from the wastewater, to see are there any viruses, strains are there. So we have that entire disease surveillance system now very proactively working on. So far nothing has been detected.
I asked this question because most of the cases which have been detected in India, there is no travel history. Because of that, maybe the testing.
So that is what actually many of the experts said, that, like, in fact, it is a known virus. It is there already. It's not that it is not there. So if somebody wants to go for the testing, you need to have the testing kits to test that whether that virus is there or not. Since it is not a life-threatening kind of a virus, so people generally follow the typical pattern. If you get a fever, the kind of a medicine what you give, paracetamol, and if it is cured. So because it is cured, they are not looking at what virus it is. If you go and check, you will find those viruses.
So in the event someone actually gets this HMPP, what he or she needs to do?
Yeah. So the same pattern, like a flu, the way we provide care, the same care is provided. Only thing is that, like, the little more effort, that actually that's what the advisory says, that wear a mask and practice those hand hygiene practices so that it will not spread to others.